Right now, your room is full of invisible Wi-Fi signals. Your router, phone, laptop, smart plug, and other devices are constantly sending tiny wireless packets through the air. Most private data is encrypted, but some Wi-Fi metadata is still visible. And today, we are going to see that invisible world live. We will only test this with my own devices and my own network. I'm going to turn this tiny ESP32-S3 board into a real-time Wi-Fi packet monitor. The ESP32 will capture Wi-Fi management packets around my own test setup and stream them directly into Wireshark on my computer. Let's build it! The idea is simple. The ESP32-S3 has built-in Wi-Fi. Normally, it only talks to the Wi-Fi network it is connected to. But for this project, we are not connecting it to a router. Instead, we are going to put the ESP32 Wi-Fi radio into a special mode called Promiscuous mode. A normal Wi-Fi chip is like a person in a crowded room who only listens when someone calls their name. Promiscuous mode is different. It tells the chip, don't ignore nearby Wi-Fi management packets. Show me what you can hear. This does not mean we are reading passwords or private messages. Most real Wi-Fi data is encrypted. We are mainly looking at Wi-Fi metadata, management packets, signal strength, and device announcements for learning and testing. Now, let's build the firmware and Python bridge using agentic coding. Instead of asking AI to make the full project in one huge prompt, I broke the job into 3 small prompts. And if you are new to this channel and don't know how agentic coding works, I have already created a complete tutorial on that. You can find the tutorial video link in the description below. This is very important because smaller prompts give cleaner code, fewer mistakes, and easier debugging. In the first prompt, I asked the AI to write the ESP32-S3 firmware. The ESP32 has to switch its Wi-Fi radio into promiscuous mode, capture the raw packet bytes, and send them safely through USB serial. So in the prompt, I told the AI to wrap every packet in a simple framing format. First comes a unique start signal. Then comes the packet length. And after that comes the actual raw Wi-Fi packet. This makes it much easier for the computer to understand where each packet starts and ends. I also asked the AI to add channel hopping. That means the ESP32 does not listen on only one Wi-Fi channel. It keeps jumping through channels 1 to 14 every 250 milliseconds, so it can scan more of the Wi-Fi spectrum around my own test setup. Now, the ESP32 is sending raw framed packets, but the computer still needs to understand them. So in the second prompt, I asked the AI to write a Python script. This Python script works like a translator. It listens to the USB serial port, finds our start signal, reads the packet length, extracts the raw packet, and converts it into a PCAP format. PCAP is a standard packet capture file format that tools like Wireshark can understand. At this stage, the script can already save the captured packets into a live PCAP file. But I wanted something better than opening a saved file again and again. So the third prompt was the real upgrade. I asked the AI to modify the Python script so it can pipe the live PCAP stream directly into Wireshark. This means Wireshark can open automatically and display the packets live, while the ESP32 is still capturing them. So the final workflow is simple. The ESP32 captures the packets, Python translates them into PCAP format, and Wireshark shows everything live on the screen. And again, this is only for my own devices, my own network, and educational testing. Now, before uploading anything to the ESP32, I first want to verify that the code is correct. This command builds the project and checks if there are any coding errors. If everything is correct, PlatformIO will finish the build successfully. Now the firmware is ready to upload to the ESP32-S3. This command compiles the code and uploads it directly to the ESP32 board. Make sure your ESP32-S3 is connected with a good USB cable, and the correct board and port are selected in PlatformIO. And there we go. The firmware is now inside the ESP32. Now let's open the device monitor and see what the ESP32 is sending. This opens the serial monitor, so we can view the data coming from the ESP32 through USB. And this is where we see our first problem. Now, here comes the first problem. If we open a normal serial monitor, the output looks completely broken. You may see random symbols, strange characters, and unreadable data. But this is actually a good sign. It means the ESP32 is sending raw Wi-Fi packet data. The problem is that a normal serial monitor expects human-readable text, like numbers and words. But our ESP32 is sending raw network data, so the terminal does not know how to display it properly. Before running the script, we need the Python serial library. On Windows, I recommend using this command, py-m pip install PySerial. This avoids the common module not found problem because it installs the library into the correct Python environment. Now our Python bridge is ready. For viewing the packets, we are using Wireshark. Wireshark is a free and powerful tool used to inspect network traffic. In our case, Wireshark will help us see the Wi-Fi packets captured by the ESP32. COM7 is the port where my ESP32 is connected. Your port may be different. When I add this Wireshark option, the script automatically starts Wireshark and sends the live packet stream directly into it. And there we go. These are live Wi-Fi management packets from the air around us, captured by the ESP32-S3 and displayed directly on the computer. Now let's understand what we are seeing. This scrolling list is Wi-Fi activity happening around us. Some packets come from routers, some come from phones, some come from laptops or smart devices. First, let's look for probe requests. We are not connecting to the phone. We are not using any password. We are only observing nearby Wi-Fi packet signal strength from my own test device. This is a great way to understand how wireless signals behave in real life. We can also see beacon frames. Beacon frames are sent by Wi-Fi routers to announce that a network exists. That is why your phone can open the Wi-Fi list and show nearby network names. This is normal Wi-Fi behavior, but it also shows why wireless networks are never completely silent in the air. Even when you are not browsing the internet, there is still a lot of management traffic in the air. This project is not about stealing data or breaking into networks. It is about learning how Wi-Fi works, understanding what metadata exists in the air, and becoming more aware of device privacy around us. I've uploaded the complete ESP32 firmware and Python script to my GitHub page. You can find the link in the description. Use this project only on your own devices, your own network, or in a proper test environment. Subscribe to the channel, comment below, and I'll see you in the next build.